All right, let's cut the crap. You rely on software for, like, everything these days.
Right.
Your phone, your bank, hell, even your damn toaster probably runs on code. But here's the thing. Sometimes it's a total clusterfuck. Remember that Heartbleed bullshit a few years back? That shit almost broke the internet.
It certainly exposed a critical vulnerability in a widely used piece of software.
Exactly. Years and that damn thing was hiding in plain sight and nobody knew.
Makes you wonder, how the hell do these massive fuck-ups happen? I mean, isn't there some law, some idea that more people looking at code means less chance of these colossal screw-ups?
You're referring to Linus's law. Given enough eyeballs, all bugs are shallow. It's a concept with roots in the open source movement, popularized by Eric S. Raymond in his book, The Cathedral and the Bazaar. The basic idea is that with a larger number of developers examining code, the probability of finding and fixing errors increases significantly.
So like a bunch of code monkeys staring at lines of code is supposed to magically make the software work. I'm not buying it. It's not about sheer numbers, but the quality of scrutiny. The effectiveness of a code review depends on the expertise of the reviewers.
So it's not just about having a million monkeys banging on keyboards hoping one writes Shakespeare. You need some actual brain power involved.
Precisely. An effective code review requires developers with a deep understanding of the code base, the programming language, and potential security vulnerabilities. It's about having the right people with the right skills looking for the right things.
Okay, that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
But let's get back to Heartbleed. Wasn't OpenSSL the software with that bug open source? You'd think with all those supposedly expert eyeballs on it, someone would have caught that shit before it blew up.
Heartbleed was a major flaw in OpenSSL. And yes, it was open source. It went undetected for years, which does raise questions about the absolute effectiveness of Linus's law in every situation.
Hold on, so you're saying more eyeballs don't always equal better code. That's pretty fucked up.
There are a few things to consider with Heartbleed. The code was incredibly complex, which could have made it difficult to fully analyze even with multiple reviewers. Additionally, the very fact that it was open source might have led to a false sense of security, with some developers assuming others had already vetted the code thoroughly.
So basically, everyone was just assuming someone else was doing the heavy lifting. Classic passing the buck bullshit.
While that might have been a contributing factor, it's important to note that there's also evidence supporting the effectiveness of Linus's law. Research comparing popular and unpopular projects on GitHub, a platform where developers share code, found a correlation between the number of users and the speed of bug detection. Popular projects with more eyeballs on the code had a higher rate of bug fixes.
So it's not a foolproof system, but more often than not, more eyeballs do help, if they're the right kind of eyeballs.
Exactly. And it's not just about the number of people examining the code, it's also about the diversity of their perspectives and expertise. Different developers bring different strengths and experiences to a code review, which helps catch a wider range of potential issues.
So you need a diverse team of code nerds to make sure the shit's solid.
Diversity in a development team can lead to a more comprehensive and robust review process. Different people will spot different types of errors, whether it's logical flaws, security vulnerabilities, or simply poor coding practices.
Okay, but let's be real for a second. Code reviews can be a pain in the ass, right? Nobody likes picking apart someone else's work, and it can slow down the whole development process. So how do you balance the need for speed with the need for security? Especially when some companies are all about that move fast and break things bullshit.
That's a crucial challenge in software development, finding the right balance between delivering new features quickly and ensuring the software is secure and reliable. You're right, the move fast and break things philosophy can have some serious consequences, especially when we're talking about software that controls sensitive data or critical infrastructure.
Yet no one wants to be the next Equifax having their entire system compromised because some idiot forgot to patch a basic security flaw.
Precisely. The potential damage from security vulnerabilities is enormous, and it's only increasing as software becomes more integrated into our lives. So one approach to mitigate this risk is to shift left.
Shift left? What the hell does that even mean?
It means integrating security considerations earlier in the development process. Traditionally, security was often treated as an afterthought, something you tacked on at the end of the development cycle. But shifting left means making security an integral part of every stage, from design and coding to testing and deployment.
So instead of waiting until the last minute to slap on some security band-aids, you're baking it in from the start. That seems like a much smarter approach, even if it takes a bit more time up front.
Exactly. And this involves practices like using automated tools to scan for vulnerabilities as you write the code, conducting regular security-focused code reviews, and having dedicated security experts embedded within the development team.
Okay, that makes sense. But let's be real, adding all these extra security steps sounds expensive as hell. I mean, software companies are already under pressure to deliver products faster and cheaper. Won't all this security stuff just jack up the cost and slow things down even more?
It's true that building security in from the start may require some upfront investment, but think of it as an insurance policy against potentially disastrous and far more costly security breaches down the line. Fixing a vulnerability after a product launch is significantly more expensive than catching and addressing it during development.
So you're saying it's cheaper to fix the shit before it hits the fan than to clean up the mess afterward. Sounds like common sense to me.
Precisely. And it's not just about financial losses. A serious security breach can damage a company's reputation, erode customer trust, and even lead to legal ramifications.
Yeah, no company wants to be the poster child for a massive data breach. So it sounds like Linus's law still holds some weight, even with all the complexities of modern software development. But maybe we need to rethink what enough eyeballs actually means.
I think that's a crucial insight. It's not just about the quantity of eyeballs, but the quality, the tools and techniques we use to enhance their vision, and the mindset we adopt towards security throughout the entire development lifecycle.
So it's not just about throwing bodies at the problem, but making sure those bodies are actually equipped to find and fix the problems.
Exactly.
All this talk about security has got me thinking, what about the future? Is the software world heading towards a security utopia where bugs are a thing of the past? Or are we doomed to live in a constant state of digital paranoia, waiting for the next big hack to hit?
I'm cautiously optimistic. I believe we're at a turning point in software security. There's a growing awareness of the importance of building security in from the start, and we're developing new tools and techniques to help us do it more effectively.
Okay, so there's hope. Maybe we won't all end up victims of some massive data heist or ransomware attack.
There's always hope, but it's going to take a collective effort from developers, security professionals, policymakers, and users to create a more secure digital world. It's not just a technical challenge, it's a cultural one.
All right, so we need a whole bunch of people to get their shit together and stop writing shitty code. That seems like a tall order.
It's a challenge, no doubt, but I believe it's one we can overcome.
So what's next? What are some of the things on the horizon that have you excited about the future of software security?
One area that's really interesting is the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning in security.
AI. You mean the robots are going to save us from all the shitty code? So AI, huh? You mean like the robots are going to come in and clean up all the shitty code humans are writing? I don't know about that.
Not quite robots, but yeah. AI-powered tools are already being used to analyze code, detect patterns and identify potential vulnerabilities way faster and more accurately than humans ever could. Think of these tools as an extra set of eyes, helping developers catch those issues they might have missed.
So basically, we're training computers to clean up our own messes. Sounds convenient.
It's not just about convenience, it's about efficiency and effectiveness. AI can help free up human developers to focus on more complex tasks, like designing secure architectures and thinking about the bigger picture of software security.
All right, so AI is like having a super-powered code reviewer that never gets tired or takes a smoke break. Sounds pretty damn good to me.
Yeah, but it's important to remember that it's not a silver bullet. AI is only as good as the data it's trained on, and there's always the potential for biases or limitations in those algorithms. You can't just blindly trust it.
So we can't just sit back, crack open a beer, and let the robots handle all our security problems.
Definitely not. Look, human expertise and judgment are still essential in ensuring software security.
Okay, good. I'm not quite ready to hand over the keys to the digital kingdom just yet. So where does this leave us? You've painted a picture of both hope and caution when it comes to the future of software security. What's the bottom line? What should our listeners take away from all this talk about bugs and code reviews and the rise of the machines?
The biggest takeaway: building secure software isn't a one-time thing, it's a constant fucking battle. And it's a battle everyone needs to be a part of, from the developers writing the code to the users running it.
So it's not just about those code monkeys in their cubicles. Everyone's got to step up their game. What can people do to protect themselves?
First off, understand that security is everyone's responsibility. Developers, testers, project managers, even the damn coffee guy, everyone needs to have security in mind. Think of it like this. You wouldn't leave your front door unlocked, would you? Same goes for your software.
Okay, security is a team sport. What else?
Embrace code reviews. It doesn't matter if you're working on some open source project or some top secret corporate bullshit. Make code reviews a regular part of your workflow. Having a fresh set of eyes on your code can catch those sneaky little bugs that you might have missed.
Even if it means slowing down the development process a bit.
Sometimes, yeah. But trust me, it's better to take a little extra time up front than to deal with a massive security breach later on.
Mm.
You know what they say. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Okay, all right. Any other pearls of wisdom?
Stay informed. This tech landscape is constantly changing, and new threats are popping up all the time. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and don't be afraid to, question those assumptions about what it takes to build secure software.
So basically, never stop learning and always assume someone's trying to hack your shit.
Exactly. A healthy dose of paranoia can be a good thing when it comes to security.
Well, that's about it for this deep dive into the wild world of software security. We talked about Linus's law, that heartbleed clusterfuck, code reviews, and even the rise of AI overlords.
It's been fun.
Yeah, always a pleasure having you drop some knowledge bombs on us. And to all you listeners out there, remember, stay informed, stay vigilant, and for fuck's sake, get those code reviews done. Until next time, stay safe out there in the digital Wild West. Peace.